y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L, I said so. I keep big bills up in my hood on the dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full line. In it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge. Take the door off your bins, pop four of your friends. Man, please, this shit ain't cynical. Man, no subliminal, I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a soldier. Not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS for.
All right. Let's get to it, everybody. All right, so this is cover one training, guys. Cover one training. All right, where are we? Let's go into edit mode. All right, so cover one training. We went through, there's cover zero. If you haven't seen cover zero whole, check those videos out. It'll help you understand a lot what's going on in this particular cover one training. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with cover one. And basically, the first thing that you have to understand with cover one is actually this. Cover one is man defense. So that's what that means is man-to-man coverage across the entire field. So cover one, because there's one safety, is the reason why it's called cover one. So I'm gonna use red, all right, for the defense. There we go. Yeah. All right. So there's one safety out there. So that's how you know that it's cover one. So the safety is responsible for deep middle of the field protection against deep passes. So there's other variations of man defense like cover zero, which I explained, which you can see in the other videos. And then there's no safety deep, but cover one is the easiest way to understand man coverage. So the thing that you have to identify when you look at the defense is a single safety in the middle of the field. Like we said, there's single safety right there. All right. So next, you want to look at how the defense lines up. So first, the defense wants to identify the run defense. So which side is a tight end lining up on, right? So for us, right, I told you I like is the wishbone idea, and then the type of players that we had on our youth team. A lot of halfback type players, they got the type of ability. So with that being said, I have the R2, okay, wide receiver, and the tight end slot position, right? So because I have that in the top position, that means if we run in cover one or another team is running cover one, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see their Sam linebacker, right, line up on this guy right here. Now there's other variations where they won't get up head to head, where they just step back here like that. All right, so we can just let's keep him back there like that, and let's put Mike there, Will here. All right, so if you want to understand, Will is always on the weak side, Mike is always in the middle, and Sam, which is strong, and he's always on the strong side. All right. He's a big body on another big body. So this R is a big body. Normally it's a tight end, right? He's on that big. So you want to put the big body on the big body. All right. So, and you don't want to pick this safety and put this safety over here on this big body. You want to keep him over here on a smaller body. All right. So how do I identify how cover one? All right. So the tight end lines up because the tight end's a bigger body and acts almost like an extra offensive lineman. Defense, what they typically want is the bigger players on the side of the formation, right? So they want the big guys on the side. So they want that strong linebacker right there. At the same time, the defense also identifies passing strength. Okay, so the passing strength in this particular outline is over here. That's the passing strength. Okay, because they have two guys on that side and two wide receivers on that side. So that now they identify the passing strength. They want to send the guys over there that can handle that type of passing strength. All right. Now they identified that. Let's say, for an example, you got two receivers on one side and one receiver on the other side. So the passing strength is the side with the two receivers. This helps determine, like, let's say, how the linebacker and the safeties align because everyone has a man-to-man responsibility. Okay? So since they have a man-to-man responsibility, and now that we know where the strength is, the defense aligns accordingly. They line up in a position according to how the offense is displaying. They set up. So with that R2 right here, right? Sam knows that he has to be on that guy. Now it might seem like the defensive end is going to deal with him, but he's not. That's not what's happening. What's happening is our guy right here. So if you Sam, the strong linebacker, your focus is this guy. All right. All right. The linebackers usually align towards the run strength because he's a strong run defender. The safety often aligns toward the passing strength because he's more of a coverage player. All right. Once the defense is aligned, the coverage itself becomes like kind of easy to understand, especially if you know cover zero, in my opinion. The safety and the linebacker will cover the inside receivers. All right. So right here. Let me switch that up. So right here and right here, they're covering the inside receivers. Okay, there's still one offensive player that's left that can run the route, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows who that is because we remember in most covers, especially cover one, cover zero, Mike got his eyes on this guy. Will has his eyes on this guy. Okay, so he's watching if he runs to their weak side, he's watching him. If he runs to their strong side, he's watching him. Okay, the cornerbacks, as I said, they're man to man. Okay, strong safeties, man to man on those inside slots. So the running back is usually handled by the linebackers, depending on which side he releases to, like the left or the right. If the running back releases to the left, the linebacker on that side covers him. If the running back releases to the right, the linebacker on the side covers him. This is sometimes called in college. It's called I don't know what it's called in NFL, but in college it's called like a banjo, BAJO, a banjo. That's what it is, a banjo. All right, so on a banjo, which we talked about this already, I just didn't get into the names, right? But a banjo technique is when if the running back cuts releases this way, right? Then Will is going to come that way, right? And if he releases the opposite direction, then Mike's going to track him that way. So that's how that works. So if he goes that way, then Mike's going to get him that way. All right. So when we review cover one, the three main things: first, there's one safety deep in the middle of the field. Second, the defense is playing man-to-man coverage across the formation. Third, the linebackers are responsible for the running back. depending on like his release, which direction. Another important part of the cover is how the corners align. All right, the corners usually line up tight on the receiver, sometimes in a press or like a jam technique. So that means like they're just really close. All right, so it makes short throws much harder for the quarterback. That's really important because we're trying to clamp down when you're running cover one. Now, if I'm a defense, why would I want to run cover one? One of the biggest reasons that it is to put an extra defender in the run box in case they run. Okay, one of the biggest reasons. And if the offense has 6 blockers, the defense can have 7 defenders in the run box. That gives the defense like a number advantage against the run, a numerical run advantage against the run. So the offense wants to run the ball, the defense has 1 extra player to stop the play. So that's the reason why you would want to run cover one. Another reason defense use cover one is if they believe that cornerbacks are better athletes than the receivers. So if these guys right here are not as athletic or not as good as these guys, then defense is like, then defense is like, let's go head up. They can't beat our guys. That's man to man the entire time because we can't be beat. So that's the reason why they would do that. And then also, another thing it does, it gives the defense the flexibility to blitz. Now, I don't want to go into the blitz because I want to say that for cover one blitzing, because it's just a really particular way that I think, I like it to be done. And I've seen it done, it worked like in college, and I see in NFL the way it works in NFL. And for me, I think it just works that way. So I'm going to show cover one with a blitz in a different video. So overall, cover run is a defense that adds an extra player to the stop run. Okay, so that means in the box, I'm gonna use a different color. Let's use purple for the box right now, and boop, boop, boop. All right. So like I said last time, the box is in between the tackles. That's the run box. All right. Now, can it be a little bit further out? Yes, it can. But normally it's like right there on either on the outside of the tackle. Right there. Normally it's on the outside of the tackle. So that's the run box right there. And that's a lot of people to weave through. Now, in my opinion, the running back should be able to deal with at least one person. If everybody blocked as a running back, you should be able to deal with at least one person. So at least outstep him, outrun him, at least one person. Okay, that's your job, Make him miss a tackle, something, I don't know. But that's your job. So when you see one safety deep in the middle of the field and the corner's playing tight man coverage, you're most likely looking at a cover one defense. And if we're running a cover one defense now, you know what you're doing and why. And that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like and subscribe if you're here, and come back for more. And I just basically do this for our youth team. I enjoy it. And I just enjoy it. I just really appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something. And if you have questions or you want me to go with something in particular that you've seen happening, or you have a question about football in general, training, just whatever it is, just let me know, and I'll try to see what I can do. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L, I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. in. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge. Take the door off your bins, pop up off all of your friends. Man, please, this shit ain't cynical. Man, no subliminal, I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a soldier. Not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that.